So tonight I want to talk about something that is not like the most elegant of topics, but it's an important one, honestly, because I think sometimes when you are in a relationship or a friendship or a partnership with a narcissist, you might think that you're the crazy one. And while I am not a mental health professional, my qualifications help me help you lose weight. But I do have narcissists in my life, and it's a topic of conversation with my therapist pretty often sometimes, actually. So I figured, being that it was such good information for me, why shouldn't you have the information too? So narcissism, unlike many other mental health disorders, because it is a mental health disorder, is not treatable. My therapist told me that a narcissist, if they want to get help, and that first means that they need to be aware that they even need help. Now, a narcissist will go to therapy and manipulate the situation. Like, they'll tell people, like, I'm in therapy, but like nothing ever comes from it, you know? And I always wonder, like, what is their therapist doing? They either suck, or they know that they have like a problem on their hands, but like the person never changes. The point of therapy is to keep coming back a new, fresh person, working on new things to eventually end up at like your ideal self. Because while we've never arrived, what's the point in just talking about it? Like, the idea is to become our best selves, right? Where narcissists think they're already their best selves, and they are going to tell you about it all day. You're just going to know how great they are. They're always going to remind you, like, all their achievements, whether they be true or not. They don't care. Narcissists are going to exaggerate everything that they do is perfect, and they are just the most wonderful, right? So narcissism is actually a mental disorder. It is it's called narcissistic personality disorder, okay? If you have a narcissist in your life, if you could just like put like an emoji in the comments, because I'll know that we both know what it's like. And let me just be clear. I hate when people call it my narc. Why are you taking like ownership of this person? Like, they are a miserable existence in your life. And I'm in a couple of narcissistic, like Facebook groups for people who know a narcissist, and they're always like, oh, my narc did this and my narc did that. And I'm like, why are you taking ownership of them? Like, no. So I'm not like that. Now, to be very, very clear, Drew, not a narcissist. My children, not narcissists. So I'm not talking about anyone, you know, immediately related to me. I just wanted to make that very clear. Although there are 3 people that come to mind when my therapist talks about like what narcissistic personality disorder looks like, 2 of which are more like business relationships. 1 is a relative, but you know, it can either affect you every day. You might be married to one. It might be your boss. It might be you, which I wonder if you would recognize yourself if we talk about it. I have no idea. But point is, you might have one in your life, and it might be useful to know what it is that they do, and just know it is not your fault. This is them. And it's not fixable for them unless my therapist said it. They really, really want to, and they're very, very aware. They would have to be in like constant therapy to be better. Now, it doesn't mean they're not a good person. I want to make that very clear. Like, a narcissist could be a good person. They could do really good things. Generally, they're doing it as self-serving behavior. But again, I'm not a mental health professional, so you might know more than I do on this. This is just from what I've learned in therapy, having known narcissists in my life. I am an empath, so my therapist told me that narcissists are drawn to empaths. I forgot to ask her why. If you know why, let me know, but I will be doing more reading on it. But anyways, I'm just going to impart what I know, and I think this comes off well off of my topic from yesterday, which was about being a good leader, because a narcissist will look like a really good leader because they know how to inflate themselves, and they know how to make everyone like love them, and you know, they might make a really good boss in the beginning, but eventually the little chinks are going to come out, and you're going to see they're actually very manipulative and self-serving. And it's sad, to be honest, but I just want to make sure you don't get caught in the crosshairs of the damage that a narcissist can do on your own self-love and your ability to like live a free life. So what is it? Okay, what is narcissistic personality disorder? Well, it is a mental condition, I'm just going to read off my notes, in which people have an inflated sense of their own importance, a deep need for excessive attention and admiration. This leads to troubled relationships, right? Like if you know a narcissist, if you are related to one, if you work with one, if you have ever known one, like they hook you so good, they promise you the moon, and they never deliver. And it is exhausting. It is just exhausting. And you'll notice it's an excessive self-centeredness. Like it's not just self-centered. Like we all know people who are self-centered. That's workable, right? That's figure-outable. A narcissist does not know how to talk about anything but themselves. They are the most self-serving brain I have ever seen. And it's sad. Us, people who have empathy, can feel bad for them, right? But damn, it is difficult, right, Drew? Like we all know people like this and they're difficult to work with. Trust me, they're difficult to be around. And if this doesn't feel like you, like you're good, right? Like we're not that. There's a difference between recognizing your own self-worth and being majorly self-serving. So, this leads to troubled relationships, like I said. So they also have a lack of empathy for others. So you'll notice, like, I was going through something really, 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 really hard this past October. None of you would have known about it because I didn't talk about it unless you were in my, like, inner circle. Then you knew what was going on, but it wasn't, like, I wasn't talking about it publicly. And the 3 narcissists in my life all knew that this was going on, and none of them were like, hey, how are you doing? You okay? Because I know life is really crappy right now. And like, how are you? And they are, one of them, not so much. I don't really have that expectation. But 2 of them, absolutely 1,000,000% should have said something. Should have just been like, checking in. How you doing? They don't check in because they don't care about anybody but themselves and what makes them look good and what makes them feel good. So they're always looking for like the next feel good situation, right? So they lack empathy. They can't empathize. They can't have healthy relationships because they literally can't and they're unwilling to. However, behind this mask of extreme confidence, and this is where my empathy comes for them because I do feel bad. Behind that extreme confidence that like, oh, I'm so great. Like they walk with their chest puffed down, like everywhere they go, they expect like the paparazzi to be there. And it's like, dude, chill. Is a fragile self-esteem that's vulnerable to the slightest criticism. So you cannot criticize a narcissist because they will flip the F out. You ever try to criticize a narcissist, like good luck. You're never going to win. There's no point. You're wasting your breath. Definitely take a stance, and we're going to talk about that. Do not let them walk all over you, but be ready for them to try. So what are the symptoms of having narcissistic personality disorder? Well, they have a sense of entitlement and they require excessive admiration. They're always going to surround themselves with fangirls, right? Narcissists need to be told that they are the most beautiful, the most amazing, the most successful, the most talented, the most awesome person in the room. And if they don't have that, that doesn't work well for them. So they're going to surround themselves with the people that will do that, and they will ice out the ones who won't. So the people, the truth speakers, the blunt ones, the ones who say the things, narcissists don't like that. If you're going to pull attention to the things that make them uncomfortable, like the actual truth of what it is that they do in their relationships or lack thereof, they're going to ice you out. They don't want that around them. They don't want the truth bringers. They want the people who are going to be like, I love you, you're awesome, you're the best, you're my favorite, like those people, because those are the ones who have fallen into the traps of the narcissist snare and have like, it's like, I don't know how else to explain it other than it being like like an enchantment. Like it's this magic. You'll know. If you know a narcissist, tell me in the chat. Don't tell me who they are. We don't gossip here. Just tell me that you know a narcissist or you have worked with a narcissist, because you'll notice that like they're just so glowy. Everybody loves them until they don't. Until people realize, holy cannoli, I've been duped. The lights come on and you're like, how did that happen, right? The closer they are to you, the harder it is to recognize, because there's also, you love them. You can love them, but you don't have to be around them. You don't have to want to be around them, right? It's abuse. Let's just say it's abuse. So They expect to be recognized as superior. They exaggerate their achievements and their talents. Like if you ever say like, oh, I did this, oh, they did it better. I made this much money, they made more money. And they'll say it in a way that it's like, it's not obnoxious right away until you realize like, oh my God, this is so obnoxious, right? Like you think that they're inspiring you, but then you realize like they're just patting themselves on the back, and some of it's not even true. If you ever catch a narcissist in a lie, which you will, you'll realize like they're just exaggerating all of it. They monopolize conversations. Dear God, try to get a word in edgewise. With a narcissist, they don't listen. And they'll tell you, oh, I'm the best listener. They're not good listeners. They're just allowing you to talk so that they can keep talking. You know what I mean? Like they're going to allow you to interject into the conversation for a moment so that they have more things to talk about, more topics to talk about, more things to tell you how amazingly great they are, right? Some of them are more quiet, so don't think the narcissist is always the loudest person in the room. They could be quiet, but they're cunning, and they play victim. They play victim so well. They expect unquestioning compliance with their expectations. So if they want, things done a certain way, you better damn well comply and fall into line, because if you don't, or if you question it, or if you say, sorry, that's just not working for me, I'm just going to do things my way because this is a free damn country for now. They don't like that. They don't like that one bit, and they will try to continue to get you because they believe that they're superior and better and smarter and faster than everybody else. And so what do you mean you wouldn't comply? What do you mean you wouldn't do it my way? My way is the best way, right? Danielle, I am so sorry. That must be challenging. And I empathize. So they are unable to recognize the feelings of others. They take advantage of others to get what they want, and they behave in an arrogant fashion. So let's talk about them playing victim for a second. So they play victim. So like if you say, hey, you did this, I didn't like this, or what do you mean? Why would you say that? Why would you do that? Why would you talk to me like that? I've never, right? Like they get very defensive, very victimized, super dramatic. Everything's about them. How could you do that? They start bringing up things that happened 3 years ago. And it's like, oh, okay, well, that's not what we're talking about right now. But it's what they're talking about right now, right? So when you set boundaries, exactly, Danielle, really keep your distance. There's no other way, right? So set your boundaries, like keeping your distance, not having long conversations with them, not allowing them to have power in your life, not staying with them if you're married to one. Now, I'm not promoting divorce. Please hear me. Again, not a mental health professional, not a marriage counselor. I'm just saying from what I've seen in my narcissist groups that I'm in on Facebook, like a lot of them end up leaving because it's a stifling relationship. Then again, I'm not married to a narcissist. I'm married to someone who's actually pretty damn awesome. Thank God. So I don't know what I would do in that situation. So I'm not passing judgment at all. I know it's hard, but I do, know a few, and like I said, I'm related to one. So it is a very, you're between a wall and a hard place, a rock and a hard place, a rock and a hard place with them, because when you set boundaries, they play victim. It infuriates them when you set boundaries. What do you mean I can't talk to you like that? I'm the best king in the whole world. I'm the queen here. I can say whatever I want, right? No, you can't. So set your boundaries and be very firm about them. When someone is not reacting well to you setting boundaries, it's not that your boundaries are wrong. It's that they can't handle having boundaries set with them. Understand that. It's not you. This is not you, okay? So a narcissist's worst nightmare is an educated empath. That's what my therapist told me. Like, I'm going to outsmart you because I know that you're playing victim, and I'm not going to fall for it. And that makes them crazy because, remember, they surround themselves with their fans. They want the fangirls. They want the people who are like, you are amazing. And if someone tells you otherwise, that disrupts their fantasy of perfection. Why aren't you falling in line and listening to what I'm saying? I'm the best. I've proven myself to be the best. And it's like, okay, but no. Just no. My boundaries are no. They don't like that at all. Try setting boundaries with an empath. Try setting boundaries with a narcissist and let me know how it goes. You're going to have to be real strong about them. No one can throw a bigger tantrum than a narcissist when losing control of someone's mind. See, it's not control of your body per se. It's control of your mind that they want. They want you to think the way they think. They want you to follow their rules. They want you to do what they do. They want you to just believe that they're the best and fangirl them and tell them that they're amazing and, let them be the peacock in the farm and you be the, the donkeys on the side. So it is difficult, but it is workoutable for you as long as you're very strong with what it is that you know to be right and true. You have a good, strong self-esteem, and you set your boundaries with them. If you're, if they call, all right, conversation's over now. I'll talk to you later. And there's no explaining. Well, what do you mean? This is what I've decided. This is what I'm going to do. Nope. Just no. Right? And you just set your boundaries and you know your worth and you stand your ground with these people. Now, it would surprise you who these narcissists are in people's lives. They look beautiful and amazing and successful. But just know that the way someone treats somebody speaks way more than the way you just see them, okay? Let's listen to that in another way. The way someone treats somebody, speaks to them, talks to them, controls them, ignores them, plays games with them, speaks volumes above their supposed success. So I don't care how much money you have. I don't care how successful you are. I don't care how much charity you give. I don't care about any of that. If you treat people like crap, let's start there. If you're so amazing and great and wonderful, why are you talking to people like that? Now, listen, let me make something very clear. We are all working on ourselves, and we have all screwed up. We have all spoken to people in a way that we're embarrassed of. We have all yelled at our kids. We have all been mean to somebody. We've all done that. Humans are human. We make mistakes. We F up sometimes. We screw up. We have to apologize. Recently, I had to apologize to someone. I'd kept a grudge against her for 2 years, and I found something out, and I was like, oh my God. I blamed her for something that she didn't do, and I apologized. I am so sorry. I made a mistake. I should not have spoken to you like that. I'm sorry. Our relationship's repaired, right? But you have to be self-aware enough and love yourself enough to be able to say, it is okay that I screwed up here. I'm going to apologize because I'm a human and humans screw up. So if you've done this to somebody, this does not mean you're a narcissist. Like, you could be mean to somebody, and as long as you're aware and you're like, damn it, that sucked. I should not have done that. I'm so sorry. And people should also give people the ability to apologize. If you're the kind of person that is like, I don't like what you did, but I'm not going to tell you what it is that you did, and I'm not going to give you the opportunity to apologize, that's really disgusting. People like that, I can't be around people like that because that's a whole nother form of manipulation. And we can talk about that at another time. But yes, Susan, there are those who treat their spouses badly, but to the rest of the world, they are the heroes. Oh my gosh. If that's not the truth, the 3 narcissists that I know, one of them, people are like, oh my God, he is just the nicest. He's just the nicest. He's so, right? And the other 2 are female and like, oh, everybody loves them. And you start to wonder if you're in a twilight zone, you're looking around and you're like, does no one else see this behavior? Does no one else see the manipulation? Does no one else see the way that they treat people in private? The way they talk, the control, like, and you're like, am I crazy? Am I the crazy one? I'm here to tell you are not the crazy one. And more people notice it than you realize. There's no one's talking about it because we try to be good people and don't gossip, But if you see it, it is true. People's actions speak louder than their words. I don't care what inspirational posts you put out onto social media. If you're a piece of crap, you're a piece of crap. Now, I don't mean to talk not nicely about people in a way that is disrespectful, because all humans are humans and they have a piece of God in them is what I believe. And I will always give them the respect that they deserve, for humans deserve basic dignity, right? Basic respect. But above that, you don't owe them a damn thing. A narcissist is a disorder. It is not curable. It is not, I don't want to say it's not treatable. If they, like I said in the beginning, if they want to go get help and they want to talk to someone, they can at least be self-aware that when they start to go into their narcissistic hole, they can try to pull themselves back out. But they are very difficult to have a real relationship with, right? They're not going to show you their real self because they actually don't like that real self. It comes from a lot of damage. You know what I mean? Like probably went through a lot in their lives. And that's where we as humans who don't have narcissistic issues can have empathy for them, but we also don't have to be around it. We don't have to put up with it. We can have our own self-respect to say, no, I'm sorry. I know that you're so used to walking all over people and people allow you to do it, but I'm not here for that, honey. Like, that's not how it works in this ball game. No. So I just want to let you know, like, Tanya says, for sure, we deal with that on a regular. We really thought maybe we were crazy for a minute. Yeah, because they're so cunning and they're so well-spoken. They're usually like that, at least, and they can hook you real quick. Just remember, it's flying monkeys, nothing to do with you. All the times they text you, hey, can't believe that you would, right? No, unless you did something, own up to it, move on. But you probably didn't, not with a narcissist at least. So I commend you all. For those of you who have one in your life, I just want you to know you're not crazy. And this is actually what to do with health, because for me, when I help people lose weight, I don't just help them release body weight, but I help them get much healthier up here. And when you get much healthier up here and you realize that you are so deserving of a wonderful, amazing, long, healthy life, then you also start to realize who should not be given room in your brain. And if someone doesn't talk nicely to you and doesn't respect you with regular human dignity, regular human decency, part of being healthy is not just what you put into your body, but what you allow into your mind. And if someone speaks not nicely to you, I don't care who they are. I don't care if they are, the leader of leaders. I don't care if they are your boss. I don't care if they are your mother. My mother's not. But I don't care if, right? Just to give an example, there are boundaries that have to be set, and they have to be set quick so that you can protect you. You are the most important cog in this wheel. Everything else comes after that. And when you are your best you, everyone else benefits from that. So I hope that's helpful. Kind of a random topic, but I mean, I've never been in a niche where I'm just like one-track minded. I'm going to talk about all the things. And this is something that's important to me because I've recently come into a bit of a tiff with a narcissist, and I had to stand my ground. And I hope you learn to also. But I've done a lot of work with my therapist, so this is not something that is, I don't know if I would have been able to just like figure it all out on my own. It's very complicated, and they get their claws in you, and it's hard to get it out. So just know, no one owns you. No one controls you. You can and will make your own decisions and your own boundaries. And honestly, people will respect you for it. The others, the narcissist will throw a temper tantrum, but other people will respect you for saying, no, this is what it is. And I'm not going to move on that. So let them have their little narcissistic party temper tantrum situation on their own, but don't fall for it. Okay. Keep your mind healthy. Keep your surroundings healthy. Surround yourself with good people, and strengthen up what's going on in here so that when you do have to come into contact with them, it doesn't tear you down. All right. So anyways, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Absolutely press the share button. If you'd like other people to watch this and maybe, help them learn. If you're in any narcissist groups, I'd love for you to share this also. But yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'd love for you to share this with others. And it's going to be good. It's going to be okay.